The number of crises and emergencies are, increasing day after another. The refugee crisis is increasing. The crises and emergencies are different every time. So you cannot really solve one of them similar to the next. As much as we think it's a one-time job, like yes, we're going to distribute food and that's it, this is not really the case. So I'm trying to deliver the message that we need to build that gap between the public and the private sector. We need to build that gap between emergency response and crisis preparedness with development work. There's not one solution. It's not a one-man or one agency show. It's more of collective efforts together, putting our efforts together, putting our brains together, putting our funding as well together, but expertise and knowledge that matters. Most of the NGOs or the agencies, humanitarian agencies, would try to compete for funding because there are other agendas and other matters that they need to look at. So their admin cost, there is their staff salaries, their logistics. So they would want to have the funding, and then they'll do it their own way. The private sector would not really see the results on the ground. They don't know how does it work. So what is the impact? It was like if I gave you it's like $1 or $10, like, who would I impact? So linking that bridge between both, trying to have some conversation where as a private sector I could go and see what's like the money that I invested into, what is the return on that? And that's a typical business term. So it's like I need return on investment, not be it cash, but I want to see impact on beneficiaries on the ground. We need to have that time to say, you know what, I need to do contributions registration. I need to have agreements whenever I want to contribute. I want to do follow-ups and review of implementation. I want to actually have publication and studies on that, what went wrong and what went right at that project implementation. And that's where we'll start learning. So it's not a one-time contribution. It's not a one solution for all. It's actually a learning curve for all of us, and it's like be it the private sector or the public sector.